mad till after the stream, but we're gonna talk about that.
Shit. Let's see. He won't get mad till after the stream. Let me change the stream title real quick.
Yeah, change that. And since you're doing that, wait, how long was Estella here? Estella?
I don't even know. You can check.
Dang, I wish I could.
I don't know, to be honest. How long Estrella was here? Let me check. I'm not to check.
Did she change her name? Or was that it the whole time?
No, he changed his name.
So what?
It used to be Amrin or something. There's a way to check, bro.
Amrin, got it.
You just do who is, and you can see how long they've been here, bro. Joined May 9th.
May 9th, 20. Okay.
That's when they joined the Discord.
Admin team? What is all of this?
I don't know. It's all these girls, bro.
Go to a private server that nobody goes on. What don't we go on? What don't we go on? Read only. I wonder. 611. Nobody goes on this.
Wait for the viewers to go up before I start making the tier list. Because I don't want people to miss out. Like at least 2-5 people. That way we got different opinions in here.
Oh, you started just now?
Yeah, I just started. I started the stream. Trunks joined April 1. Trunks done 6 days after
April 21st.
game.
I think that's. I don't know. I'm scared because I feel like I don't know. Kind of pressure.
What's up, Heavenly? Ooh, Heavenly. Heavenly does YouTube as well. In case you didn't know.
Okay.
I think we're gonna start these tier list videos. That's fine. Charlotte, you ready?
We're ready. Born ready.
Okay. Born ready. I don't know about that, bro. I seen your team on One Piece. It's not born ready.
You see my team on One Piece.
Yeah, it's not born ready.
I'm born ready. You know me. It don't matter what my team look like. My team to define who I am, how I think, and how I act.
Oh, see.
It's just I get put in that I have to adapt to.
Alright. Where am I at? Let's go with the. Buddy, how do you want to do this? You want to do this by factions? Just want to go through. First character we see, Whitebeard.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Well, Whitebeard. 2 months of playing the game. Using him, using an 11-star Whitebeard. Seeing how he plays out. And remember, the tier list is based off individual, team composition, and just base stats. Comes to base stats, he definitely has one of the highest. His individual stats, his individual passive and regular skills from how he debuffs. There's only really one weakness in Whitebeard, and the only weakness that it is definitely his weakened state. If he didn't have that weakened state, to me, he's really still one of the highest damaging DPS in the game. But that's really it, though. He's the highest damaging DPS in the game. If I started to pick top 3 DPS, he would definitely be in there, but he wouldn't be number 1. But even though, with that still being said, I still see him as an S-rate character, especially in the team base that bleed his CCs 100%. So that's a guaranteed CC. If you put him with the right people, and he attacks, say after somebody that does damage just to weaken somebody. He has a high chance of killing again and attacking again. So that ability itself is good, and that ability does like around 450% damage itself. He has that AOE. No, he doesn't have AOE actually. He has that close to AOE with the bleed CC, which is really nice for a first attack, and that also does hella damage. So damaging wise, he's up there. Base stats, he has one of the highest. There's only really one weakness to him, but I still don't see him being the top. But S rank, yeah, for sure. Anything you want to ask, Charlotte?
You know,
All right.
he playing playing a game, playing with Whitebeard, not having that luxury of being like a BPI high, high player. You don't get that luxury of actually starting up that high. So I really never got to play with him like that as a high status. But for sure, playing against him, he can be a threat to those defensive players because he actually gets like a buff against defensive type heroes. Like I think a 20% higher chance of attack, but that also credit brings more credibility to his attack. So that's nice.
Hold next character we have is Diamond Skin Jozu. Like I said with Jozu when we first, I think we put him in A the first tier list maybe. After another 2 months, I had the pleasure of using an 11-star Jozu. When put on the right team, he works. Right, he's one of those teams that needs to be on a certain team. That definitely works. The reason I think the people I've seen use him is for his guaranteed debuffs. That he has his share damage and his buffs in defense. That's really what he is. He's a tank who's how do I put this? I guess you could say AOE when it comes to buffing and debuffing, like how he helps the team in a way, and the way his buffs and debuffs can be stacked with other teams so they don't override one another. That's definitely his usefulness in that way. He's not like Sengoku who's going to give you that shield, right? But he still has that factor to him, which is going to help you survive, and it's going to help your teammates be stronger. He's like, say for instance, you wanted to run, 3 DPS, and like maybe even if you wanted to do 4 DPS, and you just have Jozu right there, that's a way for your DPS to stack more defense, and for the other team to also lose more attack. But he fits well in a certain team based. The thing about him being S, I'm not still sure about that personally myself. But what do you think, Charlotte?
Mostly for this play, he's definitely that type of person that has to be on a certain type of team. But Jotsu to me, he actually playing against. I played against a lot of Jotsus, and that taking some of the damage from different crewmates can actually be beneficial, and actually be getting on some people's nerves or something like that. Because if he can keep that DPS player alive for just that much amount of time for him to get another skill off, it's just like individual. But we're talking about individual though, so there's not really team synergy. I can't really use that.
No, it's team synergy also as well.
That?
Yeah, you can use
use that.
Yeah, you can use that.
Right. And make some like A right now because I don't think that we mentioned this, but previously we had him. I don't think that we had him that high on A. For individually, where did we have him? Did we have him?
We had him. Yeah, we had him in A.
Yeah, we had him A. Alright, we had him just behind Marco, but he just like he's a good defensive player. Sometimes during this 2 months, sometimes people be saying that he's actually above Sengoku. We thought we were a god, but he cleaned up his status, gave him more self credibility as we went through. So that's good about him.
I still give him his credit. High A. Still give him his credit. Bad tank girl.
I'll give him
respect, Joji.
It's credible though because he's an imp. So, all imps really have that beneficial factor.
Sakazuki. I don't know. I haven't touched him since since the start of the game. I really haven't used him at all, so I can't even say if he gotten any better. Like if he gets better as you star him, but I haven't seen anybody with this guy probably higher than I don't know what 7, 8 star. They're probably desperate to get somebody up there. That's why.
I have not had, I don't think, that much stars on my. It's like third rate account that I have. It's not even secondary. It's like a third rate account where I actually have Sakazaki. So I say he's only good for when he does like he actually gets that crit in that AOE because he has the passive of plus 20 plus 20% of crit damage. So he's very that's one thing he's used for a DPS character. Also having an AOE is a good thing for an AOE character. And being while being burnt, you know, he has like a certain more damage. I think 20% more damage, but I don't think we could put him much higher than. I don't want to say we can't put him higher than C because that is a scenario type player, which can only make him better. Even he's just to me, he's just not that good. The only fit person that I put him with is like Ace, somebody who can put a burn on somebody to make him a better DPS character.
He said everyone else is very quiet. Let me turn their voice up. My bad for that. Joshua. Yeah, Sakazui. Yeah, I still think what we had on was C. I still keep thinking I'll keep him at C. Cause I think I tried using in Venture, like I would use one of his
I mean, his AOE.
I got one of his things where he was like maxed out in Venture. He still wasn't doing that much damage, and it's just like I just don't think they made him good in this game, honestly.
Yeah.
Put him in C. You can use him when you first get him, but I don't know, maybe D.
I say because
I
Bart
just keep D.
Barcel is definitely a better DPS character than Sakazaki, even with the AOE. So yeah. Faster and attack higher. Really, what you look at it for DPS.
I'm listening to Kim. Kim is typing me something about white beer. All right, Lucy, man. Go ahead, tell us about Lucy, bro. You're the only one that had him at 9 star.
You already know, boy, Lucci. A very good. I say he's. I'm not gonna say very good. He's a decent DPS character to me. If you were looking to do one attack on a certain character, I'd say he's better than a Akainu if you were going to attack one person who's getting ready to kill. Let's say like a Sanctuary 1-on-1. He would be a better DPS to do that because necessarily that 500 to 26% on his second attack when you get him to I think 9 stars. That right there is a game changer right there. But I can't really just say that. Oh no, that he's that
very weak. His base stats very low HP, very low defense. Attack isn't good. When I say he's a passive character, what I really mean by that is just passive, as in he takes a long time to build up to where he needs to be. His first attack does do a lot of damage. It just doesn't do as much as other DPS. Just that being what it is. He's not a bad character like C or something. He's definitely B. But damaging wise, how long he takes to get to where he needs to be that critical of a character is what really makes him ineffective. Other than that, his passive Fury, the crit buffs he gets, the crit damage buffs he get makes him a good character for this current meta, which is crit. If you want to go that route and build him and take that time and resource, then go ahead. But you're just not going to get the best usage out of him just for the simple fact that this game is more fast paced now with the characters that people use, and with him getting silence or with him getting a debuff on him, it's just going to keep making him weaker because most of the games that go on for a duration of time is a lot of debuffs and buffs happening back and forth. So characters now like Guard or even Jinbei or those characters that need those time to build up, they're gonna be stuck, not having the chance to build up because they're just getting debuffed constantly. Their attackers going down, or the damage they're taking is going to get increased. So just for that simple reason, I'll put him at B. It's very hard to use him this current day. Maybe 2 months ago, he definitely would have been an A, just because what he could have done. But now, definitely a B.
Yep. For me, I'd say that let me keep this short and sweet because individually, I believe that he's actually an individual character himself. He's made for to me, he's made for individuality. To me, because the be able to be immune to all debuffs, simply immune to all crowd control, just simply as he goes into that sleep state, 30 plus crit rate, 25 plus damage reduction. Can't even immune to debuffs, and he can't be purged by anything that you put on him. That itself is being there. He's just like that individual person. He brings all goodness to him. Having that plus 15 crit rate as a passive, he's a good character, but he takes a lot of time to build up, and he needs to be attacked a lot in order for that to keep going. So B is probably where we're gonna go with him.
For sure. Looking at we don't have a food section, so it's just gonna go to D, right?
Yeah, automatically. We don't talk about that.
Magellan. So the difference is, I remember we used to have him in A actually, right, or someplace like that. So the difference is from where he used to be to where he is now was just early game. He was definitely meta, where the meta back then was, getting poison or any debuffs that you could get, to clear early stages of PvE or even PvP, for reasons like that. But now with the game advancing, not only does he not fit as well, it's just when you look at it now, you see he does. I believe it was 88% damage or something AOE. Something 88 to maybe I think it was 120, something of that matter, which is super low of an AOE damage. The best thing about him is his last passes, which every basic attack guarantees a poison, and his second skill, if he attacks with poison on the enemy, the damage he does is calculated more damage. That's the best thing about him that I can really say. But if we're really talking tier list, he's that early game character that you would get, but the moment you get somebody like Zoro, you would replace him for the simple fact that what Zoro does is better damage wise. Magellan has the better percentage of actually hitting his poison. It's just he's not going to get you that damage that you would wished, and he's in that early game stage. He hasn't developed, and that's probably how it's going to be for the rest of the game. So from where he used to be to where he is now, I would say C.
Yeah, honestly, he stayed kind of stagnant. That's the best thing about him. He's not gonna do that much damage. And, he's just that character that just stayed the same and more of a early get type character. So yeah, C.
All right, next character, Vivi. I still never had the chance to use Vivi, which sucks. But every time somebody asks me Vivi or Shiroisha, I always tell them Shiro, just for the Vivi's a good healer, no doubt in my mind, but she has her differences to her. That hit and heal isn't really as good. Her cleanse, which is nice to have, that's there. She's not the best in terms of healing. She's an all-around support character, which is nice because she has the ability to heal, cleanse, and debuff at the same time. And then she has that last stand ability, really making her all-around support. But just looking at the other support characters we have, they're better at their job. I think the thing that the devs tried to do was make one balanced support character. That way, you could run up one support and all, DPS and a tank, like basically that natural team that you would run. But when I look at her, I would just say she's like a weaker version of Crocus, especially when it comes to the healing and how, she fits in a team. She's not bad at all, but definitely when it comes to all the supports, I have to say somewhere in B.
Yeah, the last thing that
above Garp though,
yeah,
better than Garp.
The last thing I had to say about Vivi though is that I didn't even notice till 2 weeks after 2, 3 weeks after she came out because I didn't really pay that much attention about is that last stand. That last stand is could be one of the most annoying things that could happen to you because that last stand means that no matter how much you attack them, they will still be alive. That right there is the biggest game changer that ever happened to me because I had three people left, and it was Vivi, and I think it was a Whitebeard with her, and I was just there attacking Whitebeard with everything I had, but nobody was attacking Vivi because she was like in the rear, and Whitebeard was in the middle. So at that point, I was like, we can't attack Vivi. Everything we do for this whole round has just been worthless. So that last thing right there was making her, a better character in general.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and try the thing you said about Garp because of his immunity. Yeah, that immune kicks in. Um, that sleepiness effects. The thing I like about it, it goes before like it doesn't matter how fast he is or slow. It goes before everybody else. Um, I don't know if you missed our reasoning on why we put him in B. It was just that he's not as aggressive as we would like in a DPS character. That's really his only downside to him. Everything else about him is real nice, but that aggressive isn't there. The damage really isn't there at the same time. What the devs did try to do to balance that out was give him that passive of his crit, being buffed, and every time his fury stacks, it gives him more crit and more crit damage. But the fact
Yeah,
that that immunity is really only to himself, it's just he's so protective of himself, and then he's not as
yeah, more
aggressive.
like a passive aggressive guy. That's what he
Yeah,
is.
so he really is.
Aggressive.
So you can argue him being A for what he can do. You can even argue him being better than VV. To be honest, I had him in my team for a pretty a long time. It was okay. It wasn't
Uh,
bad. It wasn't bad character. He fit. We'll do the final. If you we'll do the final everything at the end. Let's go into
yeah, yeah.
that's Kid. I think the last tier list we had Kid at somewhere A or S, like super high up.
Individual. Yeah, we had him at like A, high,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
little bit.
super high A. Now that I had the time to, and experience, I used an 11-star Kid. The way I view Kid is that if Kid isn't going first in any match, he's pretty useless. Not useless overall, but just the way that he was made is to make sure he's going first to weaken the other's enemy's strongest players because strongest single unit because that's what his attack still does. That's the use of it. There's no point if your kid is going second after that person already attacked because that debuffs goes away after that. After kids attacks the second time, right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what else. His passive, the thing about the boost in the static being 90%, and if he attacks a support character, the chaos being a 50% chance more. It's definitely nice because his chaos now goes to a 70%. Um, that's what really made him super high early game was he was this character that not only stole attack, but he could also uh, focus on support characters no matter where they were placed, rear or not the rear. He could focus on killing them first. That's still a nice effect of him, which is what I really like about his second skill. I just feel his first skill, he needs to be first. He needs to be fast. And looking at his base stats, he's really not the fastest character. Like he's really not one of the fastest characters in the game. That doesn't like make him any worse than he already. That doesn't make him any worse, right? He's still a good character, but that's the only downside to it. If we were to play to his strong suits, he he's good at attacking. If you make him crit, he does a lot of damage. His first skill does a double attack, which is nice. His line attacks, which is a very good attack mechanism, attacks certain line. So what could happen is he could end up attacking a DPS and a support. If they're placing the same line, so it doesn't. So he's gonna end up attacking a support character either way, which plays into his passives. Early game, even mid end game, I could still see Kid being somewhere in that.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to
Most,
figure out where though. I could still see him being high. I don't want to say B. Maybe low A because I don't think he's B. I think low A maybe.
You could. I won't
Because I know
agree. I
he's
won't
A
dis.
tier. I know he's A tier for sure. He's definitely not B. Actually, you know what? We're gonna put him high A tier for now, and then we'll see who else we put in A, and then
Oh
we'll
yeah.
just look through. I don't think he's
Because
low A tier for now, but
yeah.
definitely behind Jozu.
Fortunate for me, my kid attacks first. All right, now we could go on. I just wanted to say that.
Mm. My bad. Nightmare Luffy.
Oh God,
Let me look into the game. Let's see.
a
The way
nightmare
I've
to
seen a
the.
lot of people use them like as double tank. So I'm gonna just speak from what I experienced. So when I seen Nightmare Luffy in a double tank scenario, I
Mhm.
guess his role, what they plan to do is because his taunt ability is so high that 50% chance to taunt. So they use him to taunt, and they increase his taunt percentage to 70% when attack target with less speed than him. So basically, what they do is they build him to be fast, and that way he attacks. His taunt actually activates more. The damage reduction that he has on himself is nice. If target speed is less than Luffy, increase his damage reduction by 12%. Increase debuff resistant if it is higher. Tank wise, he has everything he needs to be a great tank. Don't like yeah, he has everything he needs to be a great tank. But I just think if we compare him to the other tank, he's too selfish. Maybe he's too focused on himself. Where and remember we're focused on team comp. He's not really focused on how he helps the team. Other than taunt, taunt is probably the only way he helps the team. But remember that taunt doesn't have that high percentage unless it's he's faster than that. And he attacks the front and middle target. So him being faster than the other team's tank is a possibility, but him being faster than the other team's DPS character isn't possible unless you build him with some speed ruins here and there. You know what I'm saying? Probably get some speed relics on him. But overall, as a tank, as a natural tank, probably put him in C.
I mean, yeah, there's two sides to a tank. Defending your team against attacks, and defending them from where they if they can attack you. And that taunt right there is, I think, the best thing about them, and that's what's putting them at C. So I think that's a decent judgment right there.
But responding to that guy about kid. Yeah, see, we're in C. Definitely, let's see if I was to pick which one to have 11-star. I'll just go with Luffy. And now, oh my god, bro. No, man, I hear about Anel every day in the Discord, bro.
Oh my gosh, I don't. I might as well just leave the stream now.
If I put Anel, I think I don't know. Like, if we put Anel somewhere, we're gonna get a lot of feedback. Like, no matter where we put him.
Yeah, no matter where we put them, we're just gonna get
Um,
feedback.
I made a video on Anel about what he can do and what he couldn't do. So from making that video, I was able to get a more understanding in my mind of how Anel is as a character. The best thing I still think that's on him is his seal passive, which seals other people's passive and makes their DPS unable to crit. And I think that was a 30% chance of that seal ability, which the thing about it no is that the game probably gave him the best debuffs in the whole game, but what they did to counter that is made his percentages so low to the fact that my bad, it's 50%. They made it so low to the fact that he doesn't become overpowered. Because if that was the case, he would be a guaranteed S, like in my opinion. But even with that not being the case, I can still put him. I feel like he would be A, but not so high in the A category. Just A for what he can do. It's just if he doesn't do it, that puts him at a B. But what we're putting into the tier list is their individual skills. So this is saying that this is how he plays out. He plays out how the game intended, and he's definitely in that A tier list, no doubt in my mind.
Yes, Yes, let's ignore everything. Let's ignore everything real quick. Get that seal. That seal, that's 50%. That crit damage is people that rely on crit. People making a crit team. That's really detrimental to their team. So I'll give that to him.
Yeah, my bad. It was 50%. Yeah, I corrected myself when I was re-explaining because I knew 30% was at six, not 6 star, 5 star.
Base. I think that's
Yeah,
base,
yeah, that was
right?
a base 6 star. Yeah. Brooke. That was crazy. I actually feel like Brooke would be the highest D or like somewhere in C. From when I used him, he's a good unit for the start. Like I can't. He's the same like Magellan. Like that freeze he brings to your team is real nice at the start. Does he heal? I'm trying to remember if he heals.
No, he re-
No.
he
Oh
reduces
yeah, he
like another.
reduces healing amount. That's what he does. Yeah, just having that in early game, especially if nobody's rocking the healer or if they're rocking the healing ship or just for early PV, was it PVE, that makes him valuable. But that's just early game. Definitely a C character, or maybe even I'll just say high D. High D.
Yeah,
No, 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 no. I was gonna say better than Sakazuki. No, I'll put him here. When I say high D, here, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to boost him too much.
yeah. I'm about to
I
say
don't
because
want to boost him too much.
hey, I don't know what's going here.
Man, we're finna get controversial in a minute with Marco and Zoro. Gosh. Uh,
Oh,
a lot of people have been telling me Marco's the best tank in the game.
oh my God! All right, let me go first because let me go first on this. I'm just going to state some facts. I'm not going to take your shine about the attacks and passes. I'm going to say one thing about it. But the thing about Marco that I have to deal with a lot is just like if you injure him or injure somebody, the stuff he can do for your team and for himself with that that attack, that Phoenix attack, I think the things that he can do with that simply, it's simply beneficial. It's just too beneficial to me. Especially if every single time he's below 50, he gets that like healing ability. So like honestly, you gonna have to take him out immediately. That's all I'm saying. Because especially with that rebirth, you're gonna have to take him out immediately. Because even if he dies first, he has that chance of reviving himself and still healing that team. So that's just detrimental, and I hate that about him. But that's what everybody loves.
Mm,
You know, gotta say
most
that about
definitely.
him.
Yeah, he definitely has the most annoying presence.
The
Best seems like too
the
much. Yeah, when people say he's the best, I feel like they're over exaggerating. Like I always said about Marco, he's a pesky. That cleanse he has, he heals himself. Like that self regeneration, it's what's crazy about it. It's a low percentage, but I believe when I was using him, he was healing about 18,000. And keep in mind, this is him at 9 star. He was healing about 18,000 HP per turn on himself, and that's without like without giving him healing relics, right, to boost his healing, his self healing, right, and that's 5% of HP per turn that he's regenerating, which is actually a lot. Eighteen
no,
thousand.
he does that every single time. It's 100%
Yeah,
chance if everybody's
yeah.
below 50%.
No, no, no. That just
Health.
happens every turn. That self healing happens every turn.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, that happens every turn, which is crazy. On that cleanse, it's also 100%, which is crazy. He cleansed 1 debuffs for all team members, which is a counter to certain characters. Um, just and that also works with. I'm trying to think whose skill that works with. There's another character with cleanse, right? Or am I mistaken?
cleanse. I
I
don't know.
don't remember so much. Maybe when we get into them, I'll remember it. But
Wait,
as his burn 90%, it's real good. His burn happens a lot. I think his burn when I was using him, it took about 45k worth of HP from the person, which is a nice amount at 9 star. I never seen how much it does at 11 star, but to say he's the best tank in the game is a stretch. He's pesky for sure, and he fits the right team. That's how I see it. Best
yeah,
tank,
like
I don't think so.
he has the best survivability of a
Yeah,
tank. That's what I'm
best
saying. The
survivability.
ability. But to like in terms of simply giving the team absolute defense, it's just not there.
Yeah, and see
It's
that makes
more
me want
late
to
game.
just push Jozu up to S right now, and then push Jozu up to S right now, and just put Marco in that A spot. Like he's you know what? Okay, here's what we're gonna do, bro. I feel like we
Yeah,
should
to
make a
me,
SS low key and then a S. Do we make a SS?
no, we're not gonna be like that. We're not gonna make no S.
Yeah, we're not gonna make no SS. Okay, I feel like we push Jozu up there, then we just put Marco in this spot right here.
Make them.
We could make them
You know,
both, and then we'll come back to it later. But really, the way I'm feeling about it, Jozu, in my opinion, is way better in the team than I would put Marco.
go.
But I don't think Marco is A by any means. I think he has that S capability to him.
For right now, put him at 8. Then we could just change it. Just to get over that.
My bad. Yeah, for now we'll put him. We'll come back into it, but definitely think bump Jozu up there. Zoro. Oh my goodness, Christ. Zoro, man. What about Zoro?
Oh man. Oh man.
Anybody in the chat has anything to say about Zoro? Go ahead. But
all right. I know you don't like talking about him. I'll go ahead.
I like talking about him.
Yo, cause hey, let's just say that a lot of people, past these few days, really think that Zoro has become, overrated. But it's like he's a character that you can have, especially for those free to play players, VIP 3 down characters. He's very great to y'all, but to some people he could just seem a little bit overrated. The best thing that we know about him is his silence, with those blowing 2 random targets in the air, dealing a decent amount of damage with that 59% chance to silence. It actually doing more damage to DPS characters. He's actually pretty good in that sense.
Can Zoro change the title of a battle? Maybe he can. I don't know. I just feel like it's for me. I like his first attack a lot. For me, it's just still his second skill that gets me the most. Just that, the attacking the lowest. I don't have a problem with that. It's great because he's healing himself and he's killing off the person with the lowest HP. But I just feel like if you look at Whitebeard's second skill where he's doing that much damage, and then you look at Zoro's second skill where he also does an insane amount of damage. Whitebeard's attacking more people in the case of where Zoro's attacking one, and but it's not the fact that he's only attacking one. It's the fact that he's attacking somebody that's weak. But I guess the reason they made it like that is for his healing ability to actually play in. But the thing with Zoro is, with him doing what is that? I think is it 375%? It might be something around there, right? And if he crits, he has the chance to do a mil. Like this is an insane high level Zoro, so we're talking about. So he has the chance to do 800k to a mil from that one attack. So in my opinion, he doesn't need to attack the weakest person because he can do enough damage to one shot somebody that is already up there. That's just the way I feel that ability is downplayed because it's his strongest attack, but he's attacking somebody that's already on a low HP base.
Yeah, just clarify what you said about Whitebeard. You talking about Whitebeard's second skill?
Yeah, his second skill that does like 400, maybe 500%.
It's 518.
Yeah,
but anybody that touches 500 has that weakened stage, and I'm pretty sure why they didn't.
No, but Zoro's touching like 375. But yeah, like Ahat said in the chat, like Zoro's not consistent. Zoro can give you those great games, but he's not gonna do it consistently, and that's the thing that's the reason I said, he's either overwhelming or he's overrated, because you can feel like that with Zoro sometimes. You can be like, damn, my Zoro just did 1 million. Damn, my Zoro just did 300k.
Yeah, and especially because the reason why it gets that inconsistent is because the way that they do his crit rate has +20 on the passive, but the way that it seems inconsistent is because sometimes that crit rate. Without that crit rate, sometimes you're like, dang, he didn't do that much, and he could sell your team, especially with that second ability. Without that crit rate on that second ability, to absolutely do that much, because most people's second ability are way more better than their first ability, especially like normal people such as Whitebeard.
Yeah, for sure. So if I had to put Zoro somewhere, I'll definitely say A. Above Marco, in my opinion. He's just not hitting the S. He's not hitting the S for me. Inconsistent. He's a good DPS. He's very good DPS. But like I said, the reason he's inconsistent is just you can face people that are faster than you, or you can face people that are weaker than you, and he's gonna do his thing. But that's Zoro. Definitely the high A for now. Ivan, damn, bro. I haven't touched Ivan since April, maybe 16th, 17th.
Yeah, I'm glad to realize that Ivan was, not as good as I previously thought he was.
Man,
Yeah,
I used to say she. Ivan early game, man. She was killing things actually. One of the first supports that I ever used that had that ability to revive and buff attack. When Ivan is paired with another support that's somebody just a strict healer, right? And Ivan, he gets to show off. He's doing his thing for the team. But the way I see it, Ivan, he still has that heal factor to him. But definitely, he's like, the rip-off version of regular Law, where Law has the same thing. He's boosting and healing. The only difference with Law is he can't revive. But if you were comparing both of them again, Law does more damage to the other team, whereas Ivan's really just, he's standing in the back. He's like, okay, when you need me, I'm going to be there. Like, that's really just it. So, like I said, C, if I honestly had to pick, definitely the best C. That revive factor early game is nice. God Usopp, we don't have a SSS tier list, sadly, but for now we'll put him down here with the D,
yeah.
D characters. That Usopp, that 100% burn, in my opinion, puts him above these two other trash. These characters. Okay. Now Jinbei and Garp, they have the same issue, which is so true. But Scarlett, you're a Jinbei main. Like, tell us about him.
You already know. Leave this to me. I main Jinbei, but I'm not gonna be too biased with him. I'm not gonna be like that. The main thing about him, just upping the attack, the crit damage, with his first attack, ignoring the defense by 30% itself, that can be a damaging ability, getting through that defense, especially with the characters that, that go first, let's say, people that upped them by 30, and he just ignored it by 30. That means your defense didn't matter. He just took your tank defense out the way. That passive, that plus 40%, that comes with his inconsistency of Water Master, of that attack being being stacked. That could take time, when he attacks you. I guess that's why they did it, to balance it with that plus 40 and that plus 15 crit rate with plus 20 on your support. But that support, that pass right there is pretty much, how can I say this? Right there, like, sometimes that hurts me because that's only good late game. Everybody runs their support in mid tier, and I think that's what hold them back. Right there, that addition. Like, I say, he's not even going to touch that support character till late game, even if he is still alive. Because that's one thing you have to do with him, is to even keep him alive right there. Because, in his second ability, attacking the front and middle targets, that's a good one. And, it's a decent attack. And, he also reduces the crit rate of the other team. And it's 70%, so, it's pretty high. So that's why he's also good for it. And, we already talked about the stack and how limitations come throughout, come in the game, just like that Garp situation. Having it that he has to be continuously surviving throughout there. So I wouldn't put him, too far from Garp.
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't put him near some people like
Yeah, like in the same ranking as well. Like he's not bad for sure. Yeah, that first passive really makes no sense. Like if none of his skills are focused on attacking the rear, why does he deals 20% more damage to DPS characters? Like I personally don't understand why they did that. I like his crit reduction high rate. I hate the fact that they give him 180% damage. I guess what they're hoping is that Jinbei stacks his own damage itself for him to do
yeah,
more damage. Like that's what the devs in their mind was thinking. Oh, this is a character that's gonna boost himself enough so that where that 180% isn't gonna matter. But honestly, like Charlotte said once again, that's you relying on him to survive, right? And sometimes that doesn't happen as you would like because DPS are the
yeah,
most targeted people in the game. So
exactly. Especially
definitely,
especially
yeah.
that limit.
B. Let's move on. Let's
Yeah,
move on, bro. We got
yeah.
it.
Oh, you shoot. We don't
Below,
have
I
that
don't
much
even
time.
know. Below Garper or whatever. I don't know. Something like that.
Oh,
Kuma.
yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah. Kuma, man.
Go ahead. You can talk. I'm not gonna say anything.
Nah, I don't have anything to say on Kuma, bro. Just see in my opinion, bro. See in my opinion, bro. Better
All
than
right.
Luffy for sure. Better than Luffy for sure. That damage reflection. And that like, it's crazy. His damage reflection and his shield actually don't reflect and don't his shield doesn't take in that much damage, which sucks. But yeah,
Yeah,
Mihawk,
yeah.
uh, S, right? I was getting to this. So reason Mihawk is S in the first place is S. Uh, when it comes to overall, who's gonna help your team and who's just gonna help himself, Mihawk is that character. Uh, who is the most well balanced DPS in the game? He's gonna give you that. He's not gonna give you the most insane damage, but you have to think about it. What Mihawk can do, his buffs can stack. So his self buffs can stack with Law's buff of teammates attack plus 25. His debuffs of attack reduction plus 30 can stack with Jozu's attack reduction plus 30. He purges all buffs on the other team when he does his AoE. Is it AoE? Yeah, he does his AoE attack. He purges all buff. His first attack isn't an AoE, but he attacks 3 units when he gets his last passive. Um, and some three is it 3 random units? I want to make sure I'm right about that. I believe it is 3 random units. Hold up, I'm on the game right now.
Oh, you're on it.
No, no,
All
no.
right, go ahead. Go.
Yeah, no. He attacks the highest target. My bad. And then he attacks 2 additional random targets. And I remember that first
Yeah,
skill is 100%. So the things about Mihawk is his first skill is 100%. His second skill is an 85% chance to purge all targets, with a guaranteed attack and speed increase for himself, and it ignores 50% defense, which that ignored defense can also be accumulated with other skills such as targets defense reduce or damage reduction reduce. That also goes into his ability. So Mihawk really just fits into any team comp you can think about.
yeah,
Um, yeah, he's honestly a crazy character, and all his debuffs and buffs they're basically guaranteed. So you don't have to worry about the percentage of Mihawk or anything. The only weakness I can really say is that when it comes to Sanctuary 1v1, he doesn't shine. Like that's honestly about it. But in Sanctuary, he's really one of the DPS that can beat Garp. I'm not Garp, Sengoku in like 3 rounds. That's what I see
yeah.
for him. So
I'm
yeah,
not gonna say
definitely
much.
S.
You touched a lot on Mihawk. I'm not gonna say much, but I feel sad in my heart to say it. But to me, he's like a Jinbei, but he could do a little bit more. It's just like it's simple as that, especially with the additional one flash that they gave him, because they both have the same amount of damage for that first skill,
Mm-hmm.
but he reduces the other team's attack, but actually helps with the defense. So that's a two-way player for real, and purging is also a two-way of how he can do stuff. So he's just all around. He's S tier to me, just for doing having such a versatile ability right there. Definitely S tier.
Estelle said make a 9-star food list. No.
A nice food list.
Next character, Shoot, we might as well make a food list. But D, yeah, right there. Boa Hancock, bro. You know it sucks. Boa was looking like she had the potential. What's the Discord? Hold on, let me give this guy the Discord first, and I'll come back into that.
Go. Well, yeah, I have Boa right now. So
yeah, Boa was looking like she had the potential to definitely hit what's it called, that S tier rank. Definitely early game. But thing about Boa that we learned is she's one of the supports that needs synergies the most. The thing about, I think it's either her passive or her something skill, is when she's paired. Let me see if it's her passive.
you go ahead, see, because I was looking at
Nope, it's her first skill, Charm. When she's paired with other warlords, what is it? Damage a friendly unit's warlord last 2 turns. Can't be purged. Increase 4. Okay, this is the only time this skill works. Increase 4 friendly highest attacking units defense by 20% last 2 turns. Increase 10% damage if friendly units are 7 warlords. So she only increases 10% damage. Whoa, my game just crashed. That's crazy, when I was reading that. So she only increases 10% damage if the other units are 7 warlords, which is really a bummer because, that really means that she's going to need, maybe a full team of warlords for her to really be useful. I mean, you can pair her with Mihawk, but just Mihawk and her by herself won't really make her, that as effective, because I could probably put a better tank with Mihawk for that reason. Her charm is very nice because that makes units take 6% more damage. Their debuff resistance is minus, so they're more guaranteed. So that what debuff resistant is, everybody starts off with 100% debuffs. What she does is she minus that plus 4%, which stacks up to 2 turns. So 8%, which basically saying now Zoro's 50% of silence. Instead of it being, so 50-50, it's now more of a 58% chance to hit since your debuff resistance went down. They lose 7% of HP based on her attack, and it actually stacks up 2-3. I'm sorry. So that's the best thing I felt about her. And then she puts that Boa support on one person, which if they die, they get revived. Or if they're still alive, unit heals 40% of HP when their HP is below 40%. But that HP unit defense is nice. She just has all buffs and debuffs all around. And, being 100%, that charming seal is nice.
yeah,
I still think she's nice when it comes to a support team. But
definitely.
just by herself, I wasn't really feeling her. Just because it's just better people I can use.
One thing for sure is that in Sanctuary, also a good character to use because she could give herself Boa support, and right there, that's the only good thing that you could say that based off her is individual, giving herself it, and being able to survive through DPS attacks by herself. In case if people who target supports their stuff, she can give herself that, but she has to be fast. Her limitation is that she has to be fast in order for some stuff to work. So
yeah, definitely say she's a build up. She's a build up type of support. Definitely, yeah, she's that second support cast system for sure. But I'll still put her in the S. I mean, not S. My bad. I'm sorry. I'll still put her in the A.
Yeah.
So, oh man, better than an L. Let's see. No, Nell just. We'll come back to that. Blackbeard, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. Marshall D-Tech, bro. I don't know what they did to him in this game, bro. His passive is everything about his abilities actually sound real nice. So I'm gonna read them. He attacks 2 random middle and rear targets, deal 200% 10 damage, 40% chance to stun. Passive crit rate plus 15. That's the best thing about it. Attack the lowest HP target, deal 370% damage. So basically like Zoro. Damage plus 20% if target is in stun. Hero who gets killed by this skill can't be revived. So he has that unrevivable factor in there. So his actually makes more sense, in my opinion, to Zoro, where the fact him killing somebody, they can't get revived. Where Zoro is getting healed. The healing isn't bad, but I rather they can't be revived, in my opinion.
Yeah. And let me know your opinion is actually not just something out there that is just outright outrageous, because right there, killing that last person right there and having to not come back is actually that say that this is a guaranteed useful ability and it was not wasted
Yeah.
because that one thing that Tiger Polar hunting, it's a waste if that person comes back because Zoro could do so much more if he was attacking multiple targets with that. But the fact that he's attacking one person, basically all he did was revive 25% of his HP,
Exactly.
no damage came back. So it's
Um.
just like,
Yeah. And his last passive Reaper, it fits in the a heavy based DPS team. If you put him around people like Zoro and Whitebeard, those people who are like definitely gonna do high damage to kill, right? He fits in that type of team synergy. Because when a hero gets killed, he heals 10% of HP and grants one level of darkness, which level of darkness each level provides 15% more damage, can be stackable up to 5 times, can't be purged. Um, which is actually real great. The level of darkness is just him alone as a DPS. Is he really his second to passive is really his best trait. I really haven't seen anybody use them like that. But that attack to middle to rear, it's nice. His stun. The only thing I can really say about him is his stun is low, but that's about it.
yeah,
Everything
the
else
look.
about him, he sounds real good as a DPS. He sounds like he would be one of the best DPS. But I just haven't seen anybody really using him. People that have used him said he really doesn't do what he should do.
Is that first skill? To me, it's
Yeah, I
that
think
first
it's
skill
that first skill.
that first skill. I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
Team
know.
team base. Put him in the right team. To me, I purposely feel, in my honest opinion, he was like Shanks before Shanks, but Shanks is just better. That's how I really looking at his skills and stuff. That's how I feel about him. He was just like a pre Shanks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put him. He's definitely not above Jinbei. But who can I not put him lower than? He's not lower than. He's definitely
You
not
say
lower than Magellan.
he's not above Jinbei. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll put him above Jinbei. In my honest opinion, I'll put him above Jinbei. Garp. I'll put him as the highest B. And
okay. Everybody. I'm sorry. We didn't mean to use drugs this stream, but Ivory insisted that he would use drugs, smoke some weed before. I don't know
yeah,
why.
yeah. I smoked
I
a
don't.
strand of indigo before this trip.
Wait, I don't know why.
The hate
What
on
up,
Zoro
Judging?
is real. The hate on Zoro is real. Nah, I honestly
It's not hate. You know.
yeah, bro. Like we said, we'll go through everything at the end. If you guys have any
We,
inputs, we'll go through
yeah.
everything.
Let's
Doflamingo. Man, I used to see a lot of Doflamingo early game and mid game, but
early.
it seems after this 2 man period, he's been replaced. I guess the thing that became overwhelming about him is just that last passive. If he compares to the highest speed target at the beginning of each turn, he gets plus 15 dodge, which dodge isn't a bad thing. It's just there's not really any other way to get more dodge in your base stat. So like, what's the point of getting that dodge? It's pretty useless. If his speed is lower, right? But if his speed is superior, he gets plus 8% speed at turn, and that happens at each turn, which is nice. So that's a chance of him becoming faster, right? Every round or going first. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
His AOE, the steal buffs from 3 random targets. Only issues is he can't steal block, he can't steal shield, he can't, and some other special buffs can't be stolen. So I'm guessing stuff like Garp's immunity, Sengoku's damage block, Boa's, So he can't steal the buffs that really matter. He can probably steal stuff like attack or speed upgrade. I mean, those matter, but the stuff that specific characters have to do, he can't steal those, which kind of sucks. And shield isn't even like a really, an exclusive buff. And the fact that he can't take that off of somebody also sucks.
He's just limited.
Yeah, he's limited. But then the skill, his AOE skill also has 30% chance to deal 30% more damage. So, if that actually activates, he's one of the highest AOE doing damager. His passive debuff accuracy plus 10%. So that basically increases his debuff chances by 10%, which is nice. But the only issue with that is his debuff is already high, so it's pretty stupid to do that because attack one target and deal 250% damage. 73% chance to charm. That's already high enough. I wouldn't really want it to be buffed anymore. I wish they gave him something better on that first passive. But the
Yeah.
best thing
You
about
know,
that was he prioritized support type hero, which at the start of the game, sounded dangerous. But we learned that even without a support, you can be as just as destructive. And the thing about
especially with
yeah,
Marco.
the thing about late game is some people don't even really run supports like that. They probably just run DPS and destroy you like quickly, right?
Exactly. You could run Marco and just don't have a support
Yeah,
because he's gonna be
and that
big
charm,
game.
that charm can be purged at the same time. So if you have a Marco, that just purges
Like
that
just
happens.
last words for me. The last thing that limits Dofi also is just like if
Man,
that
he
second
said,
was first skill, that would make him better. If that second skill was his first skill, I feel like that would make him better. But
Yeah,
no, that right there is just
uh,
limitation
finna clap
at
them
his fine.
cheeks. Yo, finna clap them cheeks. This tier list is based on base stats, their individual abilities, and their team composition. So that's what the tier
We
list
should
is based on.
put this up. We should
So
pin like
definitely Dofi. She's yeah, man. I still put him in B, bro, for what he does. Definitely, I still put him in B. The
I mean
damage he
people.
does isn't better than like Jinbei and Garp. I wouldn't put him above Garp honestly. Jinbei, it's behind or above Jinbei is where I'm really feeling him right now. What happens is he's gonna attack back with that Hades Wrath, doing double the damage plus the crit damage, which is how much damage you do when you crit. For people that don't know, is gonna be stacked and multiplied as well. So, say he was attacked with 200k crit, well, he's gonna go back and do around 400 to 500k worth of damage just for being attacked with crit, and that's the probably the best thing about Rayleigh in the game. His revival and healing band is still strong. The only thing about the healing band it's 50%. Uh, it doesn't always hit. And what also sucks is depending on which formation people run nowadays, a lot of people are running those split formations. He's not always going to be
Yep.
attacking the tank, which is the character he needs to focus on, which kind of sucks, especially since it's already 50-50.
Go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead.
the revival band is the revival band. No, no, it's also 50% revival band. Wait, no, the healing band is 100%. My bad. I'm sorry. The revival band is 50% chance, which sucks. The healing band is 100%. Revival band is 50%, which sucks. What's his other skill? The Dark King. His basic attack, 30% chance to fight back. That sucks in my opinion. He doesn't do a lot of damage when he attacks back, but the Hades Wrath is probably the best skill on him. Honestly, I still think I don't know if I would really put him there as S. I definitely think he's high up though. I don't know. Somewhere. What do you think, bro? I think
Oh really? Oh, the best thing about really is that his self defense, that fight back.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's one thing that's annoying about him, but he's gonna get you back for that. But honestly, who can we say that he's absolutely better than? Let's start at right there. Let's
Okay,
start
we
right there.
know. Can we say he's better than Zoro? Can we say that? If we're okay, let's look at their debuffs. Let's compare and contrast. So
Yeah,
debuffs,
we're gonna.
if we have to pick which one. So silence has 2 turns. Silence makes them just does a basic attack. So they're still
Yeah,
attacking. His is healing band, which is a guaranteed for 2 turns. So they can't be healed for those duration of the 2 turns. That's
yeah.
mostly about it. But he deals. I don't know if his first attack deals more than Zoro. Zoro's first attack attacks. What is it? Is it 2 people?
Two
Yeah, silence attacks 2 people, where his first attack only attacks
oh
somebody's
nine.
in front. But his
So
crit damage is increased by 30% on that first attack. But he has to crit for that to be useful.
mhm,
His passive gives him crit plus 15, where Zoro's passive gives him crit plus 20%.
20.
Their second skill, Zoro's attacking one person, but he's attacking the lowest person. He gets to heal himself. Where Rayleigh attacks 4 random targets, deal less damage than Zoro. He does like 160%, somewhere around there. But he deals 25% more damage if the target is slower than him, and he's attacking 4 people. So to be honest, there's probably going to be 2 out of 4 people slower than him. But then it's also like a 50%
Yeah,
chance
I could.
revival ban.
Yep, yep. And that the reason why I could say that you could argue that he's high A. We could argue that he's high A, low S. Is that fight back right there? Like takes balances his limitation of his second skill of only being, you know, that much lower than
Bro,
Zoro. Because
hold on. I want to answer somebody's question. Finna clap the cheeks. He's three speed faster than Zoro. But yeah, but I think honestly, the reason I say S is he counters the meta pretty well. That's what makes me just put him at S. Just him countering that meta.
yeah, yeah, right team.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about him. Just countering that, crit rate team, making sure that he can do that. Very comparable. I see people saying that he's high A, high A, low S.
Let me see what people are saying. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
facts.
definitely thinking he's still S. Somewhere I'll probably put him here. Little Jozu. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah. We got some people saying bring Dofi to Stella. Where is Dofi? Tell her communication. I might have
Okay, let's see. Gekamura. Okay, cool. Ace, I don't really even want to talk about Ace, bro. Like $1 for this. Anyway,
he's stuck on that 9-cent bum. Stop it.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
We'll definitely go back. Like I said, yeah. I'm looking at y'all like in terms of units coming out. It's safer to put him at A, just to not have too many S. But I definitely put him the highest A though, just in that case scenario. All right, man. Take your. Honestly, he's the best C. That's how I feel about him. Burgess, man, he's the best food. I'm gonna be honest about you. I get him on him and Usopp, bro. Yeah, we need the best food category. But in all honesty, like Burgess is in my opinion, he's definitely higher than those characters. I don't even want to tell you why. You just know he is. Vista. Damn, where I put Vista, bro?
Oh my god, absolute cheeks. But go ahead.
Before we go to Crocus, let's go into Borsellino. So I used a 9-star Borsellino. He didn't do the damage that I expect. I guess he does better when he's 11-star. I couldn't tell you. But Borsellino, best thing about him is that he builds his crit and crit damage to a high insane amount. When he's 11-star, that 50% crit damage he gets as a passive is pretty insane, especially for a character that attacks twice. That 50% chance to reduce target's defense by 30, which lasts 2 turns. He also reduced their debuff resistant, which is nice. And that's all just in one skill. His second skill also has a 100% chance to ban revival. His second skill also gets a 20% more crit rate to it. So it's only that one skill when it's attack, it gets a 20% more crit rate. But that skill alone does a high damage. It attacks a single enemy. The same thing like his first skill attacks a single enemy. Honestly, that's what I dislike about it so much, as he's attacking a single enemy. I wish they would have made it where he attacked more people, because he has such good debuffs, applied to him, especially the revival skill, where I feel if it was more spread out on how he was attacking, maybe if that defense reduction was being applied to more people, he would be better in the team synergy base. But when it comes to individual, he definitely has the necessities to where you can place him as a high character, especially just crit alone. That crit, first 15% crit in his passive, then that 20% crit in his skill. That alone puts him at 35% crit. If you build him as a crit base, you're definitely looking at him critting on that second skill, which is a guarantee more damage, and plus that crit damage he gets. He definitely has it all to be a a
50.
good character by himself, but team based, he really is not doing what you want other than just attacking a single target.
I'm gonna say it like this: he's a low ball. He's in B. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
because
he's in B. To be honest,
it's because that one skill, that 100% chance of ban revival.
Yeah,
that's what set him apart. But like you said, the limitations that he only attacks one character each time. But when he attacks one character, he makes sure that he gets the job done. So that's he is.
I think, in my opinion, he's doing what Garp should be doing.
You know what? He doesn't have to build in. That's also
he doesn't have to build in. Garp just has that AOE. That's the only difference, but definitely better than Garp.
Should we put him at a high B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to Crocus. Damn, man, Crocus and Law, bro. It's so hard because these two. But we won't compare them right now until we get to Law. But Crocus, definitely S tier. Looking at team based in synergy, what he does for your team is crazy because he's really the only support other than Shirosha who's gonna heal every turn. Like that's it. He's not attacking nobody. He doesn't have any attack skills, but what he does, huh?
Somebody keeps joining and leaving.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going to ban somebody real quick, bro. Like, hold up. Let me make this thing limited to 2 people because this is actually annoying. Okay, cool. All right, back to the video. Like I was saying, he's definitely one of the only tanks that's gonna keep healing every round. He's healing. His first ability, he heals AOE plus that damage reduction. Like I said, can be stacked, and he makes his teammates take 25% more healing amount till the battle ends. I never seen this skill actually get purge, but it might be able to get purge. But when a friendly unit, the depression. But when a friendly unit gets killed, his healing amount goes up plus 15%, and that lasted till the battle ends. So that's every unit on his side that gets killed. So that makes him more critical towards the end. So say, for imagine, it was just him and another unit left, right? And he was to revive them. His healing amount, 4 people had just died. His healing amount would be in the 70% regions, and he's just healing an insane amount. And you have to also put into effect that where he's healing with every skill, his healing is just crazy. He's basically gonna be able to heal you to max HP with every heal he does if it's just him and one other DPS left at the end battle. So definitely for that reason, I'm seeing him more as a end game healer, where he's more of an end game healer, but he's also good mid game as well. But overall, when it comes to healing, he definitely has the best. His revive is nice, man. And his basic attacks heals the lowest HP unit. He's healing every turn. That's all I can really say about him. He's the ideal support character. Definitely yes. Let me look what the chat's saying.
Yeah, go ahead. We need that little break right there between me getting to the grit and grind with the laws we have on here. And Shirahoshi's. Let's get into that real quick because we're going to come across some tanks and supports.
No, please don't listen to us. This is not a base 1 million to 1.5 bounty, bro. Oh, shit.
Yeah, please don't listen to us. And we're going to have to mute her. I'm tired of her.
What's up, Chad? Crocus A tier. Chad. But yeah. A, a lot of people are saying A.
A lot of people are saying high A, debatable S.
I'm saying S, but not. When I say the reason I'm really putting him into S is just that when you go to the end, like that ability, when the unit on his team dies, his healing amount goes up, and then his healing amount with depression is plus 25%. You gotta think of the healing amount that Crocus can do is kind of insane. Like nobody else has that high healing amount that he's gonna have.
And the reason why I know why she said mid rear. The reason why we say talking about mid rear is you're gonna get in that situation with supports where you're talking about mid to rear because usually your support is the person that you're supposed to protect the most. That's in the rear, literally in the rear. That's going to probably last one of the longest, along with one of your DPS characters. So that mid to late game is very important for support. And they're in the mid to late game almost at the time. So when you could do, and you keep building up your your heals like that, he definitely can be a S.
Well, I still say into it. I say S. Who's on? Man, I still look at his passive at the end of the day. His passive is like I think it's when above certain percent of HP. Is it his damage deck? Let me look at it. It's his passive. Each turn, if self HP is above 30%, crit rate plus 20. If self HP is below 30%, attack plus 30%. Last one turn. So this is another character that has that each turn effect of where there's a variable to what can happen. I like those each turn triggers effects just because it's a guarantee. And it happens when they go, so there's no chance of it being purged or debuff, so it ignores that factor as well. Definitely I see Kuzan as one of those characters you're gonna keep at the start to mid. I've seen a lot of 11-star Kuzans. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works personally, but from where I had Kuzan, there's better units. His AoE is nice. First skills, he deals 30% more damage because the target HP is going to start off at 100%. So if he's attacking first in your unit, he's doing more damage. That chance to reduce the crit rate is nice. What's his second skill? Freeze, 50% chance to freeze last 2 turns. He grants himself a shield. The only issue is his shield is weak towards those end games. Definitely the start game, his shield was probably what made me keep him on my team. Just like that shield was like saving my ass. Like his shield could do it all at the start of the game. But when you start going towards the inner game where relics, ruins, synergy start playing more into effect, buffs and debuffs, he's not there.
Yeah, the reason why you keep seeing Kuzans out there is because he he goes with the meta. You know what the meta is now. He goes with the meta, especially with his second passive, his unit crit rate going up and stuff like that. That's a meta thing that that he needs up in his crit damage. That's also something that's very good because really that first attack, I think isn't it AoE, right? AoE Ice Rain. AoE, but it only does 150. He's a pretty decent character. And that freeze is also nice. The fact that he can get that shield, that gives him a little bit of versatility to be up there. That's pretty nice, especially start of the game. So I can agree with.
I'm not even gonna say that Kuzan's low S. No disrespect to you, clap them cheeks, but I honestly disagree with that. You say he's with the meta, but you have to think Zoro's also with the meta. Kuzan and Zoro, they're both getting crit plus 20%. Zoro gets it as a passive, where Kuzan, his is what's it called? It's an damn, I don't know the word. Yeah, it's an active. Like this has to happen for this. Where Zoro, his is guaranteed on his passive that he's gonna get that 20% crit. So him and Zoro both fit the meta. The only thing with Kuzan is that he has that crit reduction, but once again, he's still weaker than Zoro. So if you're putting Kuzan low S, then you might as well just say Zoro's the best DPS in the game. But in my opinion, Kuzan's definitely A. Where A?
To me, I think he's like a low A.
Yeah, better than Boa. Better than Boa. Not better than
We're gonna have to. Yeah, I'm about to say we're gonna have to put him, in A, but we're gonna have to put him lower than A for that. But I actually have to agree with Estella here. That's the only time I'm gonna agree with her, because she's not being dumb. But it is definitely a low A. We're gonna ignore that she said high B side. The fact for me just agreeing with her.
Yeah. Okay, Sengoku, bro. Oh man, Sengoku. When it comes to tanks, he's what you want. In a shared in a team environment, But the thing about Sengoku is, hold on, I don't want to say anything. At the beginning of these rounds,
Yeah, Sengoku.
Thing about Sengoku is
Um,
his shield at one point becomes breakable because, like we're saying, these mid games, end games, I've seen a Mihawk done 900k damage. I've seen a Zoro done millions of damage, and man, you just have to think the shield can take 200% base of damage based on his HP, and let's say he had maybe 500. No, yeah, be heavy pay to win with 500k HP. What's the norm? Maybe 300k HP, right? And then you're going to take 200% damage of that. Your shield's going to get broken, especially if the shield's put on a DPS character. So the shield becomes a weakness towards later game, which is what I can say. His immunity shield, though, is one thing that's forever going to be broken to him. The damage he does as a DP as a tank is also nice, right? He attacks front and deals 272%. Now, the reason his first attack, I see Jozu to have a better debuff than him is because Jozu, where his is AoE and a 75% chance to apply, Sengoku is 50% chance, and he's attacking targets to the mid and rear, dealing less damage than Jozu at that. But also the best thing about this is his passive. If he's attacked, he has another 40% chance to reduce the attacker's attack by 20% chance. So he has two chances for that to apply, but his shield becomes a weakness towards the end game, but his immunity is probably the strongest thing on him. That being said, early game he was definitely an S. I think he's lost that touch, and it's probably brought him somewhere into the A category. I had to say, where in the A, when I look at him, it's not better than Rayleigh. When I look at him, can I say he's better than Zoro? Hell no. Marco?
Heck no.
Hell no. Kid? Yeah.
Hey, I did a P.
He's better than Kid. So, yeah, it's sad that Sengoku's dropped from what he used to be, but definitely he's here now. Sad that he dropped so hard.
Yeah, that man fell off harder than Kodak did. That's crazy. Yo. Oh God.
Sengoku used to okay, so listen, Chad. So early game when we used to, play early game, Sengoku was the best tank in the game, for the simple fact of how early game that the damage we were doing wasn't strong. So his shield played more effect since it was being applied to many teammates. His immunity couldn't have been broken at that time. But now with Mihawk, who can purge stuff, like Mihawk purges everything. It doesn't matter what you have. Mihawk will purge it. So the fact that can be purged, it just lessened his value.
Yeah. The fact that everybody's
because his damage immunity is second turn. Let me see Let me see what you're talking about. Clap them cheeks.
Did you say basic? Hold on. Wait.
Target to the front. Yeah. That damage shield. I can see what you mean. That damage block being a second turn kind of sucks, because he can take a lot of damage in that one round. So I see what you're coming from, like that damage block shield being second. But you also have to think that shield, even though it's weak, right? It's still given to him at the beginning of each round. So the damage is going to be lessened. It's just the shield's not going to last as it should. That's all we're really saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, immune is one turn. Of course, bro. All right, Sengoku. But all right, Law. Sheesh.
A lot to cover here. I'm not gonna talk for this.
Man, Law is still definitely one of the. If they gave him a revive, he would definitely be the best support in this game. Okay, so Law doesn't heal more than Crocus. Let's get that straightened out. Crocus has the most healing amount when it comes to support. Looking at Law, he's definitely one of the best pirate factions in the game. The real thing I like about him personally is he's very attackive. As a support character, he has he does a lot of damage. His first skill, attacks 3 enemies, doing close to 150% damage. He heals the lowest HP unit 270%. In that as well, he increases teammate speed by 70, which lasts 2 turns. Increase their attack by 25%. And this effect can't be stacked. So it's basically saying if you were to combo, Law can't stack it, but this can actually be stacked with Mihawk's ability, where Mihawk's increasing himself, because I saw it myself happen. So if you guys were wondering, that's there. His passive, the only thing I don't like about it, they gave him dodge on his passive skill, which in my opinion isn't useful. His second ability is when his AoE comes into effect. Once again, he has a 100% chance to increase all teammates' speed and their attack. So even if it was purge, what would happen is it would be increased again. But the only difference is this time it's going to be an AoE buff and an AoE healing, where his first one is the lowest HP unit and then increase 2 random teammates. The room scan, his final passive. Every attack has a 100% chance to grant his Gamma Seal, which every seal increases Law attack by 3%, stacked to 10, can't be purged. Every 3 Gamma Seal, the enemy takes 30% more damage. So for that simple fact, that's what really, at 11 star, that's what really makes Law great. The enemy taking 30% more damage. And the fact that this can be stacked up to 10, the enemy can take up to 90% more damage. Just keep that in your mind. That's insane. And plus his buffs. So he definitely has great buffs, debuffs, and he has great healing ability. His healing ability might not be as much, but that AoE healing is great. I think he's one of the only AoE healers. Yeah.
No,
Wait, no, Boa heals.
No, I'm talking about her second one. Her second attack.
No, not 90%.
Oh.
No, it says every 3 Gamma Seal takes 30% more damage. His Gamma Seal can be stacked up to 10.
Okay.
No, because there was a guy that was saying it wouldn't be 90%. I'm saying every 3 seal takes 30% more damage. But I know what you're saying though. It's not like he's gonna get up to. I'm just saying the possibility of if he was, to get 9 seals on somebody, then they're gonna take up to that percent more damage. But let's be realistic. That's probably not gonna happen. So, But yeah, I agree. High A. Just where to put him, I wouldn't really know.
All right. Let's agree that we could put him above.
I can put him above Sengoku.
We could put him above Sengoku. We could do that. It's just the fact that I'm not.
I feel like I can put him above Marco too.
No, I was thinking about that. I said, yeah, we probably could put him above Marco.
Above Marco, just not above. Let's see. Can I put him above Zoro? Can I put him above Zoro? What do y'all think?
Should we put him above Zoro? Yes or no? Say, all right, yeah, we need this in live chat. We need that right there. We need them to talk right there.
Near Zoro. We need community. People are thinking near Zoro.
Near Zoro? That doesn't really answer the question. We know that. What do you think we're debating?
No. Behind or after? Yes. People are saying. So we got like 2 no's, a couple yeah.
Yeah, no.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Yeah, people are gonna use law regardless. So I would believe that.
I wish we had a poll.
It would make hella people mad if I put him in front. Let me see. Can I make a? I feel like I can make a pool.
We need that. We need that participant.
Put him in front. I just put above Rayleigh. Yeah.
All right, Ben. All right, bro. What I need you to do is push the home button if you're on your phone.
I'll put him above Marco. Okay, guys. Sure. Let's get into it, bro.
Let's put him behind. Yeah, all right. Whew. Nice stuff.
I just don't even know about her really. Like I have her on here twice. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
Sheesh. The way I see her right now.
The best thing about her, let me get this through, is that the best thing about her is like you said with Crocus, she can heal every turn, right? Is that right?
Hold on. No, every basic attacks. Wait, hold on. I don't want you to have wrong
Yeah.
information. Attacking these heals lowest enemy. Purge all debuffs. Yeah, she heals every turn.
Yeah, every turn, right? So that's one thing that relates to the Crocus, and then that the fact that that second skill is that basically double the healing amount is basically getting them up to full health
Mm-hmm.
almost.
And then she purged all
So
debuffs as well with that skill. All
yep,
debuffs on the team. But it's crazy because she only purged all debuffs on the person she's healing, which kind of sucks. Wait, no, I think it's purge. Is it? I think it's purge all. Is it debuffs on everybody?
purge all
Because it
debuffs
says purge
and
all debuffs and heal the friendly unit with the lowest HP.
all
So
right.
the
I
way
think
it's written is making it sound like okay, she's gonna purge all the debuffs, then she's gonna heal.
they should have put a comma right
Yeah,
there instead of a
because that
comma.
and make it sounds like oh, okay, she's gonna do that one person.
Yeah.
Where I still see her in terms of let me see, let me look at her one more time. Healing amount is nice. Unit speed 8.
She downplays the meta, so
Yeah, I guess that crit is nice. That 50% chance to attack enemy with the
oh,
highest attack, deal 60%. I mean, yeah, she attacks enemy with the highest attack, 50% chance to reduce their crit. But to be honest, when is that? Is she fast? I don't even know.
1689. Faster than she's faster than Vivi. That's for sure. Base, and we're talking about base stats. So we're not going to give her any relics. She's faster than Vivi. So
Yeah, base stats just
I don't know. All right. For me, all right. For me, I don't know if everybody else can agree with this. She's a crazy, pretty, good healer, but I don't think that she's gonna be